together. Now the real interesting thing with this, I'm going to go turn those triads back off, and if I come over to in my assembly, you'll notice that I have that world coordinate system that's been set up at the assembly level that we're constraining to. Well, I can come in and actually redefine that and say, you know, we want to move that back a little bit, maybe up a little bit, and we may even want to rotate this. So you'll notice we can rotate it and then finish that, and it's moving all of those components. So all of those components are tied to that world or that user coordinate system that's been set up. So that's a pretty slick way to do that. And you'll notice again, I'm just going to recap the different constraints we talked about. So last week we did the assembly constraints with the mate, angle, tangent, and insert. This episode we talked about the motion, which allows us to do gears, and we can reverse the direction based on the solution. So if we have two spur gears, you know, we could constrain those together, pick the two surfaces, and one of the nice things to note here, if you're using the gear generator, it'll actually put those construction surfaces so that you can get the exact gear ratio in there as you're dragging it around. So that's really handy. So you can do a couple of gears, or you can do basically your rotational and transitional types of constraints. Transitional is similar to tangent, but it allows you to traverse multiple surfaces, and then the constraint set allows you to do your own coordinate system. So these are all very handy, very cool things in Inventor, I think. And then one other thing that I'm just going to bring up, and I don't think I'll spend really any time on it, is our new assemble command. So I'm going to go over to assemble, and I'm going to grab one of these components and just blow away all the constraints. We'll just grab it, delete those out, so you'll notice I can grab some of these components and just move them away. So in doing that, I just want to be able to get that plate and put it in the right place. Now in the past, this is something that was maybe a little bit difficult. In fact, I'm just going to grab these two components and isolate them. So we just have those for now. You know, especially when you first start using Inventor, learning how to add the constraints can be a little tricky. We've now got a new assemble command in Inventor 2011. You'll notice that it has basically just a handful of things at your cursor, but I can grab, you know, something like the arc there, and as I'm dragging this around, it's just automatically snapping it into place. So I get a very nice feedback of what's going on in my design. And then I can tell it we want to add additional constraints, or I can tell it that we're done, or I can undo it. So you'll notice that I've added the one constraint, and then I can come back to assemble again. And I'm not having to worry about what type of constraint I want to add. It's just picking the different types of geometry, and it's filtering out the types of constraints that you could apply. So you'll notice in that case that we've put the two constraints in there and it's locked down. So instead of me going in and choosing I want to do a mate center to center and then a mate face to face, I'm just going to undo that, and you know, I'm able to just say, you know, I want to grab the circle and drag it over, and then you know, I could grab the face, and as I'm moving it around, it's giving me real-time preview of what it could do. Pick that top face, and we're done. It's adding all the same types of constraints, so it's not doing anything new there. It's just helping you along. You know, I think those of you that have used Inventor for a while, I think you'll like this. It's actually pretty easy and allows you to do things pretty quickly. And then those that are just coming up to speed on Inventor and are a little frustrated how to constrain and get things nailed down, they'll be able to just go into the assemble command and do that. So that's in 2011. And I think a pretty cool thing. So with that, hopefully you enjoyed being able to see some of those different constraint types, and I'll be looking for various feedback for the next episode. I'm not really sure what we'll do with that one yet, but I'm sure we'll have some new interesting things we can talk about. And Inventor 2011 is out, as many of you know, and some of the new things are trickling out of what we can do, so I'll probably spend the next couple of episodes talking about some new cool things that we've added there. So with that, hopefully you enjoyed, and this concludes episode number 40. Over and out.